All right, hello and welcome everyone. This is Salah Elleithy. I am here with my fellow facilitator, Brian. I'm really excited because we are trying to reset or restart Agile NOVA, and Brian will be one of our speakers or facilitators, will lead us in this fascinating topic of visual facilitations. Brian,
So Salah, when you reached out, you're like, "Hey Brian, what would you talk about?" And the thing that I've been keyed up around lately is the whole idea of how is it that teams can make better decisions. I think that the most important thing that teams do is to make decisions, and yet few of them are explicit about how they actually do that. So let's look at a model. Nothing as good as a model. This one comes from Peter Senge and his book, The Fifth Discipline. And he outlines four ways that teams make a decision. So, one way, and I should say before I get started with this, not one of these is better than another. They're all equally good. You know, we love all of our children, right? You need all of these things. The first one we call a tell. And the purpose of a tell, of course, is to inform or to direct. Okay? So Sala, the idea there is that let's say that you own a Baskin Robbins and you're hiring me as a high school kid. Like you're going to say this is the way that you scoop ice cream, right? Like you're going to tell me. I need to be directed because I'm low on the competence side of things. All right, we need this kind of thing. If you're teaching me something, let's say you're teaching me how to do CPR, for example, I don't want you to say, well, Brian, how many chest compressions do you think you should do? I want you to tell me what the right answer is. So that's a tell. Then there's what's called a sell, and the purpose of a sell is to persuade or to motivate. Now, I think in a lot of flat organizations, matrixed organizations, organizations where like there's not a whole lot of hierarchy and direct reports, you see selling happen quite a bit. And, selling kind of has a dirty word. People think, well, I don't want to be a used car salesman. I don't have a plaid jacket. But, we end up having to motivate and persuade each other quite a bit, right? So let's say, I've got this initiative that I'm working on. You are a peer. You're not a direct report of mine. I have to be able to go to you and say, hey, Salah, let me tell you about this thing that I'm working on, right? It's better if you do this with me. It'll be better for the company. It'll be better for you. We're switching over to this new system. We're adopting this new process, whatever it is, right? But it's better for everybody if you come on board. Come to the other side. The grass is greener. We have cookies. You're going to use whatever benefits that you can in order to persuade this person to come and join you, right? So that's a sell. Now, Salah, you and I are both in Northern Virginia, specifically in the Northern Virginia and the DC area. The one that I happen to see a lot in our government clients is this next one, which we call a consult. And the purpose of a consult is to get advice and feedback. Okay, so let's say that I'm the boss. I've got this bright idea. We're going to move to Amazon and web services, whatever it is, right? But I've got like this 30,000 foot vision of what I want to do. I will bring that to the table. I'll bring that to my direct reports and say, all right, well, what do you guys think? And you'll give me your ideas. You'll give me advice. You'll give me your feedback. You'll give me the 10,000 foot view or the 1,000 foot view. I'm still ultimately going to make a decision, but I'm going to do it with the advice and feedback. And that's what a consult is. And again, especially in hierarchies where you see chains of command, lines of authority, I see a lot of consulting happen. Then there's another one, which we call a co-create. And the metaphor here is that we all have equal voices and seats at the table. So we begin with a problem statement. We say, well, here's the thing that we've got to do, whether it's create a strategic plan, come up with a new initiative, whatever it is. Maybe it's like, okay, where do we go for lunch today? Doesn't matter, but there's a decision that we have to make. And then from that decision, we start jamming on ideas. We brainstorm. We say, well, what if we did this? And what if we did this? And what if we did this? And we come up with our options. Now, we can't just brainstorm. We can't just talk about it. Ultimately, we've got to apply some decision criteria. Do we have enough time? Do we have enough money? Do we have enough people to be able to do this, or people that want to do this? Do we have the mission and vision to be able to do this thing? So we come up with some sort of criteria. And then applying that criteria, we say, well, we're definitely not going to do this. We might do that. This thing we're definitely going to do until we ultimately arrive at the shared decision. So in this metaphor, in a co-create, the individuals are responsible for ideation. They got to come up with the ideas. They got to come up with the refinement. What's the criteria that we choose? And then they are also responsible and accountable for the actions that happen afterwards. In other words, there's no good idea theories. Well, the company should do this thing. We are the company. If you bring up the idea, we also have to be the ones that are capable of doing it. So again, this is the tell, sell, consult, co-create model. This comes from Peter Senge and his book, The Fifth Discipline. And I think it'd be a pretty good model for us to have our conversation around decision making.
Excellent. Thank you, Brian. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope everyone join us.